Hi, I'm Edward Gibbons-Brown, and these are cocktails for the quarantine. Feeling a little stir-crazy? Me too. Let's stir up some martinis. I'm not talking about a lychee martini, chocolate martini, appletini, caramel, vanilla, pineapple, upside down, popcorn, bubblegum, teeny. I'm talking about a martini.
Don't you mean quarantini?
This is a very personal cocktail. Gin or vodka, wet or dry, olive or twist. Please, sir, I want some more. We all know how James Bond takes his martini, but what does he know? He can't even make it work in a long-term relationship. I'm a lot like James Bond in that way. This is one of my favorite cocktails, and this is how I like to make it. Let's dive right in and start with the booze. New Amsterdam gin. I'd love to make you a martini with Plymouth gin and Dolan vermouth right now, but times are tough. I mean, I've had to cut back too. Instead of watching Tiger King on Netflix, I dumped sardine oil on my sleeping roommate and tossed the cat in the room. So that means making cocktails on a budget. New Amsterdam is probably better than you remember though. Honestly, it's approachable, citrusy, crowd-pleasing. It doesn't suck. And at $23.99 for 1.75 liters, our pour for this cocktail will cost 82 cents. A perfect price for when times are tough. Martini and Rossi is classic. This is their extra dry, coming in at $6.99 for a 375ml bottle. We'll be pouring 55 cents worth of vermouth today. Vermouth is like style. It's a lot better when you keep it fresh. So I like to buy vermouth in the smallest bottle possible and store it in the fridge after opening. It's a quick run to the grocery store today. All we need are some lemons and some orange bitters. Lemons were $2.50 for a 2-pound bag, but we're just using the peel. Bitters came in at $10.79, but we'll get about 150 cocktails out of this bottle, so the price is negligible on a drink-by-drink basis. That brings the total price tag for this martini to a little over $1.37. This is called a Nick and Nora glass. It's my favorite for stirred cocktails served up because it's the perfect size and shape for this drink. First thing I want you to do though is put the glass in your freezer. Get that glass nice and cold. We're going to be stirring this cocktail, which means we need something to stir it in. A pint glass like this works great. Hashtag senior week. You can also stir in a mixing tin or whatever you have handy. If you do stir in anything made of glass though, put that vessel in the freezer too, so it gets nice and cold as well. Let's start building our martini. 1 dash of orange bitters. 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons of dry vermouth. 2 ounces or 1/4 cup of gin. We're going to let this rest on ice for a moment. Let the process of chilling and dilution get started while we prepare our garnish. For me, a gin martini tastes great with a lemon twist. It's bright, it brings out the citrusy notes in the gin, and it makes the cocktail taste bracing and refreshing. But if you like an olive, have an olive. It's your martini after all.
Well then give it to me!
Let's stir this down. If you're using 1-inch cubes like this, you can sort of crack some ice in there to help the process along. We're handling this ice with our hands, by the way, so please make sure you follow CDC guidelines and keep the cubes 6 feet apart. After about 30 seconds, give it a taste. You're looking for the flavors to be seamlessly integrated and stretched out. Water tempers the alcoholic burn, brings the flavors together, helps them unfold into something cohesive and complex. Pay attention to temperature as well. It should taste cold all the way to the back of your palate. You should still feel the coldness all the way to here. Perfect. Get your ice cold glass. All right. Now get ready for me to pour this drink. Oh hey, you like jokes? Me too. Did you know we end every video with a joke? Hang around till the end, you'll see what I mean. All right, pour this cocktail low and slow so you don't get any air bubbles in there for a nice silky smooth texture. Press and garnish with the lemon twist. And there it is. That's your martini. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or made this drink, please take a moment to tip your bartender. That's me. This is a really difficult time for the hospitality industry. Many of us were already living paycheck to paycheck and found ourselves out of work overnight, worried about food, shelter, and paying our bills. There's a link with this video you can use to leave me a tip. Any amount is deeply appreciated. If we make $100, I'll take my shirt off in the next video. If we make 200, I'll keep it on. You're welcome. Please share this video on your own social media channels as well, and leave us a comment to let us know what you'd like to see next. We had some requests for a whiskey sour. We're going to do that one really soon. Stay safe and healthy out there, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and wash your hands. Cheers. It's World War II. Hitler sends a couple German spies into London. They practice their English accents so that no one will know they're spies. So they go into an English bar. In perfect English, perfect accents, they order 2 martinis. The bartender says, "Dry martinis?" And the spy says, "Nein, zwei!" So, a little bit later the same night, Julius Caesar walks into the same bar and he orders a Martinez. The bartender says, "Don't you mean martini?" And Caesar says, "No, I only want one." That was a twofer. Good night, everybody.